Greetings, greetings, everyone. Hello. How are you on this Sunday afternoon? Hope you're doing well. I know a lot of us doing the best that we can under these circumstances, but I hope you are doing well. My name is Thandisizwe Chimurenga, and this is Rootwork here on Black Liberation Media. I don't believe I've seen y'all since last year. No, it was around the end of around December when I did the Kwanzaa show. So, greetings. And before I forget, let me thank you, Zage, and thank you, Mike Mack, for being supporters of the show. Greatly appreciate that. What do I mean by being supporters of the show? You see that banner down at the bottom. Ain't nothing changed, even though we're back on YouTube. Support independent media, support independent Black media, support Black Liberation Media, and support Rootwork. Support the work that we are attempting to do on this channel. Hit us up. That's my personal Cash App, Rootwork. That's my personal Venmo, Rootwork. But we've also got the Patreon. Patreon? It ain't Patron. Anyway, in case YouTube be tripping, because it do be tripping, don't forget to hit us up at that Patreon. Support the work that we are attempting to do here at Black Liberation Media. So again, my name is Thandisizwe Chimurenga. I'm not going to hold y'all. I promise I'm not going to hold y'all. But since Sinners, the movie has re-entered the chat with these recent Oscar nominations, I had been wanting to do this small piece. I told you I ain't going to hold you. I wanted to do this small piece for a while, and I figured, hey, now is as good a time as any. Also, I want to apologize for the glare of my glasses. I had said I was going to get this together by the new year. I ain't got it together yet, but soon come. So everybody and their mama has given their analyses, their breakdowns, their critique of the film and what the film means, specifically from an economic standpoint. A lot of folks have been talking about it also culturally. That's not a rehash of what this is. So if that's why you're here, I am not sorry to disappoint you. That's not what we're going to do today. I'm going to be looking at this one teeny tiny aspect of Sinners. And when I say teeny tiny aspect, I'm talking about the scene. If you've seen the film, then you know the scene I'm talking about. If you haven't seen the film, I'm 99.9% positive you've heard about it, probably even seen a clip. But if you haven't seen the movie, you don't have the whole full context. But I've been wanting to do this for a minute. So the title of the show is The Djôtô and Sinners in New African Vodun. Now, what do I mean by that? And let me make sure I got all my housekeeping. And I told you about the Patreon. I told you about the Venmo. I told you about the Cash App. Did you like? Did you share the link? Have you subscribed? I see a couple of folks have checked in the chat. I'm going to get to y'all by the end of the show. But please do it now before you get caught up and forget. Do it now before you find out later on something you got mad about. Do it now and get it over with. Hook a sister up. Like the show. Subscribe to Rootwork. Subscribe to Black Liberation Media. And please share the links. Okay. Want to make sure I got all that out the way. So, what is New African Vodun? New African Vodun is a concept that was put forth by this man. His name is Medahochi Kofi Omowale Zanu. Now, if you're a long-time viewer of the channel, you've no doubt come across what New Africa or New African is. Links all over the web, Facebook, Instagram, etc., TikTok. You know, New Africa is that name given to 5 states of the Deep South, the Black Belt South, that Black people believe should be as part of a reparations and self-determination demand that should be given to Black people. We should determine our own destiny and have our own nation. This was decided and called for, mandated back in 1968 during the height of the Black Power movement. There was a major conference held in Detroit, Michigan. One of them was called, these were Black Power conferences. This was known as the Black Government Conference. And out of that conference, not only were the states identified, but a provisional government was named for this nation, this colonized, subjugated nation that was not yet free. It was given the name of New Africa, because remember now, this is 1968. We're talking about acknowledging our African roots. But just like there's a New York or a New England, this name was given of New Africa. And one of the people at that conference was a man named Osurjiman Adefunmi. He is the founder of and the chief priest of Oyotunji village in South Carolina. This man here, Baba Medahochi, was also a member of the provisional government of the Republic of New Africa. Now, Oyotunji village in South Carolina is a Yoruba village recreated. Oyotunji means Oyo rises again. Oyo was one of the major kingdoms of the Yoruba people in what is now known as Nigeria. And the thing about it is that this is, again, during the height of the Black Power movement in the late 60s, early 70s. People in this country had been searching for a way to reconnect with their African roots. Oh, that reminds me. Should have been part of my preparatory remarks. If you're talking that FBA madness, you're going to be in trouble. We don't do that here. We are an African people. If you're talking that pretendian indigenous madness, you're going to have a problem. We don't do that here. We definitely don't do that on this show. I'm just letting you know. My block fingers stay ready. So African people, we've always known we were an African people. Segments of us have always known that. But we knew that something was missing. Something was either lost or hidden from us or taken from us. So there's always been this attempt to get back to what we had before the rupture, before the Ma'afa, before enslavement. And Medahochi and actually Osurjiman was one of those people in the early 60s who was putting forth that we are an African people. We need to dress African. He spearheaded the creation of dashikis, sold his own clothing, opened a Yoruba temple in Harlem in New York City, was a dancer. He's from Detroit, Michigan. Detroit has a special place in New African or Black history. So he comes out of that tradition. He traveled to Matanzas in Cuba and was initiated into the system there in Cuba, came back here to the US and was always promoting returning to our tradition, and had the idea to create an African village here in an African kingdom in the US. And they moved down to South Carolina and did that. This man right here, Baba Medahochi, who was born in Tennessee in 1923, was living in Gary, Indiana at the time, found out about this man, Osurjiman, whose photo I don't have, I'll get one later, and tried to find him, went to New York City to locate this man, to sit at his feet and study under him. He went back to Gary, Indiana, and started a Yoruba temple, even though at that point, he had not been initiated to anything. At the point in the 1970, I believe, 70, 71, once Osurjiman and others left Harlem and went to South Carolina and created Oyotunji village, Baba Medahochi, his wife, and another man traveled down there. And they sat with Osurjiman, and Baba Medahochi was the main one. If you read the book Carl M. Hunt, Oyotunji, African Village, an African Village in the United States, it's by Greenwood Press. Medahochi implored Osurjiman, he said, you have got to initiate African people here in this country into the traditions of our ancestors. We don't need to go to Cuba. We can. We don't need to go to Nigeria. We can. But you have the ashe. You have the power. You need to begin to initiate us. And the story goes that Osurjiman was not necessarily confident. And Baba Medahochi implored him. He said, the Cubans have done it. They have taken our traditions from Africa and shaped it and made it into what it needs to be for where they are. The Cubans have done it. The Haitians have done it. They have done it in Brazil. It is time for you to do it also here. So Baba Metahochi, his first wife, Modupwe, and another brother whose name escapes me, were the first Black African American or New African initiates of Osurgiman here in the U.S. The New Afrikan Vodun is a philosophy and a concept put forth by Baba Metahochi that takes the African spiritual traditions of the various nations, in particular, that African people in this country come from: the Bakongo, the Bantu, the Akan, the Yoruba, the Ewe Fon, right? Just like we did in Haiti, all of these people come together here in the southeastern United States, what we call New Africa. We came here as many different people, many different nations, many different tribes. We are still one people, but we are now one nation. And Baba says that we need to utilize our spiritual traditions as a unifying force and also as a force for our liberation. Remember, Baba Metahochi was present, was a part of the provisional government of the Republic of New Africa. He's always been a nationalist. He's always argued for the self-determination of African or New African people here on this continent. And so he says that this has got to be part of our tradition. Just like in Haiti, they called on the power of Vodun to drive out Napoleon and the French. We must utilize our traditions here. And as a matter of fact, it should be in the show description. If you check the show description, scroll down, you will see that I did a show called Ifa for Activists, which talks about utilizing our African tradition, Ifa in particular, as part of our liberation struggle right now, today, the 2000s, the 2020-somethings here in the United States of America. So that's what time Baba Metahochi was on, right? So Baba Metahochi, born in 1923, passed away in 2007. The last few years, the weekend of his birth date, September 21st, his family has started a Metahochi festival in Atlanta, Georgia. You can check them out on Instagram. I will put that in the chat later. But the Metahochi Festival, MEDAHOCHI, Metahochi. That's a title that means our elder, from Benin, formerly known as Dahomey in West Africa. The Ewe or Fon language, EWE, pronounced Ewe, Fon, Fon. This is a map of Ghana, where the Akan people predominate, the Akan and the Ga people. Togo, where the Ewe, EWE people predominantly live. Benin, this sliver right here is Benin. Over here to the right is Nigeria, where you have the Yoruba, the Hausa. You see up here Niger, Burkina Faso. But this country right here, Benin, this is the Benin that we talk about when we talk about Vodun. It was formerly called Dahomey. Now you can't see it on this map, but over more to my right is what they call the kingdom, the Benin kingdom, where you have the Benin bronzes. That is part of Nigeria, very, very close to Nigeria. That's where the Benin bronzes come from. They don't come from this country, which is called Benin now. This is formerly known as Dahomey, and it is where voodoo, V-O-U-D-O-U comes from, or voodoo, V-O-D-U-N. The N is usually silent, voodoo, but we call it New Afrikan Vodun. This is where this country's from. This area of Western Africa is where many of our ancestors here in the U.S. came from, all the way down through up to even Angola. Many Bantu peoples, right, come from this area. So again, I'll put it in the show description later. For more information on Oyotunji Village, Baba Metahochi, Osurgiman, there's a film right here on YouTube. It's called It's Been Poetry. It's Been Poetry. You can look that up. but I'll also put the link in the show description, unless somebody in the chat wants to put it in there. All right, so that's Baba Metahochi, New African Vodun. What is the Djôtô? Well, the Djôtô is a concept that comes out of Benin, Dahomey, voodoo. What is the Djôtô? We, all of us, every last one of us, has ancestors. I'm talking about lineage now, your family lineage, your DNA, and your genetic makeup. I know that we choose family, and that those people that we have chosen, we will fight and love just as hard for them as we do for quote unquote blood family members who we may not speak to anymore. But right now I'm talking about the blood family members, the DNA. All of us have ancestors. And in our traditional belief system, primarily West African, similarities, of course, with East Africa, but I'm talking about West Africa because that's where we come from predominantly. I already told you, when I go through this chat later on, if you're talking FBA madness or pretendian madness, you're going to be banned. I don't care if you're a member of Black Liberation Media. The ban fingers stay ready, so it ain't got to get ready. Most of our traditional West African beliefs, right? We all have ancestors who love us, who want the best for us. In wanting the best for us, it equals the best for themselves. They look after us, provide for us, etc. But the concept of the Djôtô, as put forth by the Fon, F-O-N, people of Dahomey in particular, or Benin, and as put forth by Baba Metahochi, when we are at the foot of the Creator in heaven as spiritual beings, as we are about to come here to earth to fulfill our destiny, one of our ancestors steps forth and says, I will sponsor this child, this spirit, this being. From the Western concept, your guardian angel. Your Djôtô is that one ancestor out of all of them who says, yes, I got you. If you have a certain proclivities, right, it is believed that those proclivities, those talents were loaned to you, gifted to you by that one particular ancestor. Can't nobody in your family sing. Everybody tone deaf. At the age of 3, you sounded like Whitney Houston. Where did that come from? Perhaps it was that ancestor who gifted it to you. You've been writing since you learned how to write. You've been writing stories. You've been acting out plays. You've been doing this, then the other. You picked up an instrument and just started playing it almost naturally, a natural sense of rhythm. Where did you get that from? Everybody in your family got 2, 3, 4, 5 left feet. And here you are just naturally dancing on rhythm, on beat. Where did that come from? It may have been loaned to you from an ancestor. You don't know why you love chocolate. If you were stranded on an island with nothing but chocolate, that's not healthy, but you wouldn't give a damn because you love chocolate. Where did this come from? Where did this proclivity, this inclination come from? You don't know why, but you can't stand being in the woods. You can't stand it. You get claustrophobic. You break out in hives. Get me out of here. It's too quiet. I can't be in a rural setting. I need to be in the city. Where did this come from? I'm not talking about actual acts of trauma. We're talking about the spiritual reality now. I remember a friend of mine once said, the rules of the spiritual world are not like the rules of this world here. So if you consider yourself to be a rational radical or one of them, materialists, this might not be the show for you. But at any rate, where do some of these things come from? It may come from that particular ancestor of yours who lent you their gifts, who gave you their proclivities. In Fawn culture, the Djôtô refers to the ancestral spirits or patrons. Now, some believe that this is reserved only for the royal family, and some believe that it's regarding all African people. Okay? As put forth by Baba Metahochi, it's regarding all of us. And I've even read some accounts of the Djôtô that talk about it's only for male children. Again, this is as put forth by Baba Metahochi. The Djôtô is gendered. What do I mean by that? Again, we all have ancestors, male and female, who we are related to by blood, who care for us, who want the best for us. But the Djôtô that steps forward for Thandisizwe is a female ancestor. The Djôtô that steps forward for you, if you are male, that's a male ancestor. If you were born female, it's a female ancestor. So these are key aspects of this belief system. In some instances, people believe that the Djôtô, you are the actual reincarnation of that ancestor. So it's not just a thing of you got their proclivities or they're sponsoring you, you are them reborn. That's one of the reasons why in the Yoruba language you have a Babatunde. That name means father has returned. Iyatunde or Yetunde, mother has returned. Right? So this is what is meant by the concept of the Djôtô. There's a brother in Texas, a priest by the name of Huno Oyedare. He says that your sponsoring ancestor, the Djôtô, is the one who lights the fire, the one who handed the clay to God to mold you. In the Ifa tradition, we kneel at the foot of the Creator in heaven, and our destiny is not that which is given to us by God. Our destiny, what we say we're going to do here on earth, what we come here to earth to do, is that which is agreed upon by ourselves and our Creator. You know, I think I want to go down to earth and I want to do blah, 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 blah. And the Creator says, you sure you want to do all of that? Why don't you do bada bing, bada boom? That sounds all right. But I also want to do bitty, 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 bitty. And the Creator's like, that sounds cool. That sounds cool. That sounds good. It's cool with me. Cool with you? Cool with me. All right, boom. Your destiny is that which is agreed upon by you and your Creator. And as you come down the birth canal, as you are being born, you forget what it is you came here to do. And so now you're here on earth attempting to go back and remember that agreement you made with the Creator. What did I come here to do? The Djôtô helps you with that. Some of us call it intuition. Intuition is a real thing. There are those among us who actually see spirits, who actually hear voices. I'm not talking about schizophrenic or none of that other stuff. I'm not talking about any of these other realities that get labeled as something crazy in the West. I'm talking about spiritual realities. You know, one of the reasons why people have mental illness is because they're dealing with a spiritual reality that they don't know how to deal with. And so society has labeled them as such, or they don't tell anyone because they don't want to be labeled as crazy. That's a whole nother discussion for another day. Let me go on back over here. So the concept of the Djôtô, right? The concept of the Djôtô, this ancestor who sponsors you, who walks with you. Yes, they all walk with you. Yes, they all love you. Yes, the majority of them love you. The majority of them love you. Even though there are ancestors who are not evolved, most of them want the best for you, right? But that one particular ancestor who sponsors you, who says, I got you, your guardian. You may or may not ever find out their name. We're talking about not all, we're also not talking about thousands of years ago, right? We could be talking about someone from 100 years ago. It all depends. African traditions, which I believe and others believe need to be utilized for the collective liberation of African people, they're also very, I don't want to use the word individualistic, because that's, within white supremacist capitalist society, it takes on a different word. What I mean by it takes on a different meaning. It's not an individual pursuit. It's specific to you as the individual, because every individual comes here with a particular destiny. Every individual must live their life, do the things that they need to do. And when you pass on, you return to the Creator. Everyone comes here with a destiny. And so much of African spiritual traditions are to help you to uncover and live up to your destiny. So that's what I mean by it's an individualistic pursuit. Excuse me. But it is in no means, when I say individualistic, it is by no means selfish, right? Absolutely not selfish. So before I get into sinners, I see a lot going on in the chat. I'm going to come over here real quick and check just to make sure that the trash, no trash is seeped up in here. No trash has come in. Is that pronounced toe jam? All right. Hey, how you doing? What's happening, Leah? Hey, peace. Patmos Revelator. If I'm jacking up your names, please let me know. ECB 42,000. Hey, how you doing? Four eyes to killing you. It's been a minute since I caught one of your live. Hey, it's been a minute since I did one. Hey. Just checking. Hey, Brittany. Great day, my brother. What brother you talking about? I'm a sister. Gardia. Anyway. Detroit is, I got love for Detroit. I don't have love for Detroit snow. I don't have love for Detroit temperatures. Y'all can keep that madness, but I do have love for Detroit. Much love. Hey, Ananda, don't forget the Ebos. I know what you meant. Yes, forget. No, I won't forget the Ebos. Yes, they're here too. The Ganja people? You're not talking about the Ga. I'm not sure the Ganja, but okay. All right, no problem. Bob Dobalina, peace. How are you? Cynical. See, I remembered how to pronounce it. Cynical. How does this translate or apply to trans folks? That depends. That's, what's the word I'm looking for? In Ghana, amongst the Akan people, the language is called Shwi. It's spelled Twi, but like Schwinn bicycle, it's pronounced Shwi. So whenever you see TWI, I know you want to say Twi, but it's Shwi. That's the name of the language. The people are the Akan. They have what are called day names in the Akan tradition. This is the day that your soul actually comes to earth, the day that you were born. And those names are they gendered? They have names for male and female. If you are born on a Monday and you are female, you are named Ajua. If you are male and you are born on a Monday, your name is Kwajo or Kojo. If you are a female and you are born on a Saturday, you are given the name Ama. If you are male, you are given the name Kwame. These are the names of the solar system, the planetary rulers, the deities that rule those days: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. If you're Tuesday, you're Abana or Kwabena. If you're on a Friday and if you were born on a Friday, if your soul landed on earth on a Friday and you're a male, you are given the name Kofi. If you are a female, you are given the name Afia or Ephia, or maybe even Afi or Fofie. If you are trans, if you came to earth as a female, labeled female at birth, but you decide later on that you are no longer female, how does this apply spiritually? That is a question for you and your creator. That is a question for you and your ancestors. Again, this is dealing with spiritual realities. You talk with a priest regarding that, people who are trained to uncover from a spiritual aspect your lineage, your destiny, the energy that is around you. Thandisizwe is not a trained priest in that manner. Thandisizwe has been to trained priests. There are people who do what are called readings. Most practicing priests in African traditions can give you readings. In some, not traditions, some people who have been trained, it depends on who trains you, who have been trained through the Yoruba or Ifa tradition, through the Fa or Vodun or Ewe Fon tradition, can do what is called a roots reading. That means that they can go back and bring you information on your ancestral lineage, possibly where you were taken, your ancestor was taken from in Africa, what ethnic group, what did that particular person do? I knew a sister once, for lack of a better word, let's just say that this sister had a smart mouth, right? And come to find out, her Djôtô was one of those people. This is the way it was explained to me. If they had had newspapers back then, this person would have been a political cartoonist. Every time the king did such and such, they would be over there in the corner. You see what he did today, right? You saw that shit, right? And this person would go around and do that publicly. That was this woman's Djôtô who I met, right? So how does this apply to trans folks? Trans people who are in the tradition, and I know that they're out there, when they make themselves known, they can tell you what it is they have been through or what it is they're dealing with. But I can't speak to that. I can't speak to that. So I don't have that. Don't have that knowledge. Hey, Chidimacha, ain't seen you in a minute. ECB 42,000, the ancestors can be seen during their transition. Ha! Broken Egg said, I'm not even black, but lights are going off in my head. Well, you know, every people has their own spiritual traditions. Have y'all been following the Buddhists that have been walking for peace? Ironically, probably, is this the most warmongering administration we've had? They're all warmongers. They're all bad. But at any rate, yeah, they doing their thing, regardless of who shows up and tells them Jesus is the way. Y'all are living a false doctrine. They doing their thing. Everybody has their own tradition, and there are similarities amongst all traditions. Rouse pasta sauce, how you bees? I still don't understand that name, but okay. Rouse pasta sauce. 4 eyes to killing you. I need to change your screen name. Yeah. Who is this? Yuffie Justin Holloway. That's Ifa for Liberation video brought me here. Wonderful. I'm so glad to hear that. Please share that link with other people. Who's in the other chat? Oh my God, these are so beautiful. Okay, I don't know. So Aku, yeah, Aku could be the a shortened form of Akua. No, not the Ga people, the Gonja people are in the far north, way past Kumasi. Gonja. Yeah, I don't know who they are. Okay, all right. Monday, Ajua Kojo Kwajo. Tuesday, Abena Kwabena or Kobena. Wednesday, Akua or Akuya Kwaku. Thursday, Ya and Yao, Y-A-O, Yao for males, or Yaw, Y-A-W, for women, Ya, Y-A-A, as in Ya Asantawa, a Thursday-born woman. Friday, Kofi, Afia, Efia, Afi. Saturday, Ama, Kwame. Sunday, Akosawa, or Kwasi, or Kwesi. Yes, through divination, also known as a reading. Feeling spicy as always. Yeah, that's right, y'all. I be forgetting. The rest of the country be under snow. We just be out here going to the beach and hanging out in the streets. I'm sorry, y'all. I forgot all about that. I hope y'all are staying safe and warm. I can't click on that link, so I don't know if it's the correct link. If you're talking, are you talking about the E5 for activists? If so, that should be in the show description. Okay, enough of that. Let's go on and get to this. Let's get to this video. Let us get to this video. Let us get to this scene in Sinners. Now that's a 5-minute clip. Hold on. I'll do the 6-minute clip. Okay, that's what we're going to do. We are going to, or what I am going to do now, now that I got so much of that out the way, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to play this scene from the film Sinners in its entirety. And then I'm going to come back and we're going to go through it and talk about the Djôtô and how it's related to this particular scene. All right? So, and there's no such thing as spoilers. If you ain't seen it by now, I don't want to hear about it. I just y'all go somewhere with all of that. Anyway. Now, y'all let me know in the chat if you're able to hear it and all this, that, and the other. All right? All right. Let's see. Make sure audio is up.
I've been hearing about this one particular young man all day. He's supposed to be a bad blues man. Preacher boy, where you at? Come on here, man. My little cousin, y'all. Watch this. Hold up. Tell me who you are. Where you from?
I'm Shammy Moore. I'm a sharecropper from Sunflower Plantation. They call me Preacher Boy, counting my daddy being the pastor. I wrote this song for him. Something I've been wanting to tell you for a long time. It might hurt you, hope you don't lose your mind. Well, I was just a boy, about 8 years old. He threw me a Bible on that Mississippi road. See, I love you, Papa, you did all you could do. And they say the truth hurts, so I lied to you. Yes, I lied to you. I love the blues.
Y'all move your feet now. Come on now.
Somebody take me in your arms tonight. All right. Somebody take me in your arms tonight. Yeah, yeah. Somebody take me in your arms tonight.
Blues wasn't forced on us like that religion. No, sir. We brought this with us from home. It's magic what we do. It's sacred. It's big.
There are legends of people born with the gift of making music so true it can pierce the veil between life and death, conjuring spirits from the past
Somebody take me
and the future.
Somebody take me in your arms tonight. Somebody take me. No shit, no shit. Preacher boy. I heard. Somebody take me in your
Witnessing our ritual. We heal our people. And we be free.
So, let me real quick here. Real quick. I always say that I know real quick. I know. I was supposed to do this in the beginning, but I forgot because I'm always forgetting stuff. Why don't you write it down, Thandi? It is written down. I just forgot to read it. So it's in the show description. But thank you, whoever that was, I hope the stream don't get got. Brittany, yeah. It's in the show description, but I'm going to read it now. I should have read it in the beginning, but I forgot. Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, commenting, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing, period. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. In other words, YouTube, I don't want to hear nothing. Okay, so now, obviously, I guess y'all could hear that. Okay, fine. So, just played the scene in its entirety. And I'm not going to enlarge the screen. Hopefully y'all can enlarge your own damn screens. But now I want to go through this and talk about the concept of the Djôtô. All right.
I've been hearing about this one particular young man all day.
And I'm actually
supposed to be a bad blues man.
I'm actually going to okay, y'all not gonna, all right, y'all not gonna let me, just won't let me be great. Won't let me be great. I thought I was gonna be able to fast forward. Ain't no fast forward button. All right, so I'm just gonna drag it. Okay, here we go. Now, let's see.
Oh.
I wrote this song for him.
Okay.
It might hurt you. Hope you don't lose your mind. Well, I was just a boy. Oh, you did all you could do. So I lied to you.
Now.
Somebody take me in your arms tonight. All right. Tonight. In your arms tonight.
Blues. Wasn't forced on it.
This is one of Delroy Lindo's monologues, not the one in the car that people are talking about earned him an Oscar nomination. This is another monologue. We're going to come back to that one. But now, let me see if I can.
It's sacred.
I need a fast forward.
There are legends of people.
Hold on. Okay, so now this is the character of Annie, played by Wunmi Musaku. She says this in the beginning of the film, and now she's saying it again right here during this session. She says, there are legends of people born with the gift of making music so true that it can pierce the veil between life and death, conjuring spirits, that's first of all, from the past, that's second, and the future. Now,
Born with the gift of making music so true, it can pierce the veil between life and
I need y'all to work with me, YouTube and StreamYard. Okay, so the Djôtô, that ancestor who is your sponsor, who is under the Western gaze, your guardian ancestor, your guardian angel, the one who walks with you, the one who got you. They got you. They have lent you they have lent you their talents, their proclivities. Sammy is a blues player. plays the guitar. He loves the blues. That is what speaks to his soul. And here we see this ancestor coming through, playing this predecessor to the guitar. It's not quite a kora, K-O-R-A. In Senegal, they have these, it looks like a big old medicine ball sliced in half with a long neck and strings. And they, can y'all see me? They play it like this. They don't necessarily strum it like a guitar or a banjo, but still, this could be Sammy's ancestor. This is the part of the film where we see ancestors. So obviously this is Sammy's ancestor. So this could be Sammy's Djôtô, right?
So true, it can pierce the veil between life and death, conjuring spirits from the past
Take me
and the future.
Conjuring a spirit from the future. African time is not linear. Past, present, and future be colliding. That might be one of the reasons why Black people are always off balance. Anyway, when you go back and read books on African traditional spirituality, whether it's John Mbiti's book or Samuel Crowther, The History of the Yorubas, or books on those who are practitioners of African traditional spiritual systems, they talk about conjuring the spirits of not only the past and the future. Here we see someone that looks like maybe Bootsy Collins, somebody from Parliament Funkadelic, but they're playing a guitar. This could be a descendant of Sammy. He could be this person's Djôtô, right? Okay.
Somebody take me in your arms tonight. Somebody take me. No shit, no shit. Preach your word.
We saw the brother doing the break dance and the b-boy. Real quick, in this scene, Delta Slim, that's Delroy Lindo's character, is basically keeping the tempo, setting the stage, being the MC here at the juke joint. Here we have right next to him the DJ. If you're into house music, then you already know the DJ is the conjurer. You already know the DJ is the priest. You've seen, if you're into house music and you've been to clubs, you've seen people act as if they are in a trance, depending on what the song is, depending on how the DJ handles the tempo. DJs are conjurers. This could be Delta Slim's descendant. And again, when it comes to the Djôtô, we're not necessarily talking about on your particular line, i.e., for the brothers, for your son's son's son. It could just be, this is my nephew, this is my brother's son, or my sister's son, or some other person in your lineage, within your DNA lineage. So it doesn't have to be a direct line. It could be, because I don't know if Delta Slim had any children, but that could be, he could be the Djôtô of a DJ. Now, again, conjuring spirits of the past as well as the future. These are the sisters working in the kitchen, handling the food at the juke. They're not just back there stoic, they back there dancing, right? And what do we see? We see some sisters twerking. Could be their descendants, right? Now, I want you to watch this. This is Grace. If you've seen the film, you probably hate Grace. Oh, that's hilarious. If you haven't seen the film, I'm sure you heard about Grace. But anyway, this is Grace. All right. This is Grace Chow, and this is her husband, Bo Chow. Now, Grace done got the spirit. She want to dance. She done left up out the kitchen, and she's in here. She went to go get her man, her husband, who's in the room playing cards and gambling. And when we come in the room, what do we see? We see this character right next to Bo. Now, the Djôtô, I haven't studied all religions. Baba Metahochi was a scholar and a researcher. He was studying and reading some of everything. That's one of the reasons why we love and revere him so much. He had such knowledge, and he passed at the age of 83 in 2007. He tried to, you know how folks just start unloading stuff, just start talk. He was trying to unload as much information as he had to his spiritual children, his God children, as he could. We are positive, I know I'm positive, he forgot more than we will ever learn. But the point being, he was trying to tell us everything. I have not studied all traditions. I know that there are similarities between all traditions. What those particular similarities are, I do not know. Do Asian people, Chinese, Japanese, etc., have a concept of the Djôtô? Maybe, probably. I do not know. But I do know that the worldview of a people is exactly that, a worldview. The fawn worldview in terms of how we see everyone. The Ewe worldview, how we see everyone. The Ifa worldview, how Ifa sees everyone. So do we see other people having Djôtôs, sponsoring ancestors, guardian angels? Of course we do. So here in this scene with Bo Chow, we see this figure over here hanging out close to him, this Chinese man. Now, in Ryan Coogler, in some of the interviews Ryan Coogler did, he says that this is representative of a mythical Chinese character called the Monkey King. It's a mythical figure, said to be a mythical figure, right? But it's not human. It's a monkey. But again, similarities between African traditions and other traditions. When you see these videos on Instagram, I see videos on Instagram. I don't know what y'all be doing. You'll see people in ritual and costumes. Some folks will tell you, no, that's not a human in that costume. That's the actual spirit animating that costume. And in others, you have an actual human being wearing the costume. At some point in a ritual, somebody was performing the role of the Monkey King. That could have been, that particular person could have been Bo Chow's ancestor. This is obviously his ancestor right here next to him. Now, you remember we saw Grace sashaying back there to go get her man because she wanted to dance, right? Y'all remember that, right? Where did she come from? Where did Chinese woman come from? We didn't see her going in there with Grace, but there she is. And now that Grace is out here on the dance floor, she tearing it up with Grace. Grace is Djôtô, sponsoring ancestor, guardian. Now, you know, it's going to be some purists out there somewhere. Well, that's not a West African. All kinds of African people was caught up on them boats and transported over here to the U.S. That's how you get Congo people from deep within the heart of Africa hanging out over here in South Carolina and in Georgia and Alabama and other places. That's how they got here. We was all caught up. So stop trying to be that much of a purist. But at any rate, let me continue. So let me stop real quick. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Hold on. So even though I read, all right, what are y'all seeing? What are y'all seeing? I read the copyright info. It's in the show description. Okay, Djôtô, not Djôtô. What are y'all saying? Are y'all seeing? Can I keep going? Because like I said, I read the copyright notice and it's in the show description. Right, hello? Anybody here? Is anybody there? Somebody say something. You know what? I'm going to keep going. And this should be available later on. All right, I'm going to keep going.
Witness our ritual. We heal our people. And we be free.
The roof is on fire. Okay. All right, so far so good. Okay, so look, this last scene, and hopefully you can't see it that well because the screen is smaller, but this last scene, I don't know the brother's name. Cornbread. Omar something. The big brother, coveralls, the hat. He's on the door. That's his post. He can't leave his post. He can't be in there with everybody else dancing, partying, because he's on post. But who was this over here next to Cornbread? Dancing and swinging. Who is this right over here? He can't be in the party. He can't be in the party because he has to be where? Next to his descendant, next to the person he has given his proclivities to, next to the person he is the guardian of. This is Cornbread's Djôtô, or it could be Cornbread's Djôtô, right? So that's that scene that I wanted to look at from the aspect of the Djôtô. And as an addendum, Delroy Lindo's Delta Slim, the character Delta Slim. What was it he was saying to Sammy? He says, blues wasn't forced on us like that religion. No, son, we brought this with us from home. It's magic what we do. It's sacred and big. With this here ritual, we heal our people and we be free. Incidentally, in Sri, TWI, Sri, the language of the Akan people, the word sa, S-A, sa. The word sa means to dance. It also means to heal. Just looking at some of the comments. Okay, so sa, dance, to heal. With this here ritual, he called this ritual of playing blues in a club. Now, Sammy's father, what's his name? Saul Williams, said you on to the juke joint, that place of iniquity, that den of iniquity. Wasn't it a juke joint in Color Purple? Was it Harpo's juke joint? They be going all night through Sunday. while everybody else was in church. He said that Delta Slim said, this is a ritual. But what did I just say about house music? Off in the club, the DJ as the conjurer. It's the same thing. Because why? Because we are all one people. We are all an African people. But doesn't blues borrow from gospel and Negro spiritual and such? It's all us. It's all African. Of course, there's cross-fertilization and pollination and whatever else, them other words, them big old scientific words that they be using here on Black Liberation Media. It's all one. It's all us. And it ain't got nothing to do with foundational slavery, whatever, Adasian pretending. It's all us. It's all African people. Never. Okay. I'm hoping y'all got it. Loud and clear. I'm hoping y'all got it. Modern gospel descends from the blues. It's all us. It's all African music. It's all the African spirit coming through. It's who we be. Even Delta Slim knew that. Okay, fine, not Delta Slim. I know these people ain't real. I know that. They're characters. I got that. So yeah, like I said I wasn't gonna hold y'all. It is 5:09. So 5:09. It's 5:09. So it's been about an hour. I said I wasn't gonna hold y'all. Orisha Lashe, Yoruba name is my problem is all of that spiritual infusion in this one season. And why didn't he write into the movie that the people in the juke joint, or most of them, come together and fight the whites? Because he didn't want to. Why don't you write a movie? Leah, you know you my girl. But I done listen. I done told y'all, or maybe you don't remember. Maybe y'all are new here. I'm gonna tell you now. Y'all have got a bad habit, some of you, and you know who you are. Y'all have got to stop running up into birthday parties asking, why is this a baby shower? Because it's a birthday party. It's a birthday party. Stop wanting it to be a baby shower. Stop it. Knock it off. Quit doing that. Why he didn't do that? Because he didn't want to. He wrote the film he wanted to write. He made the film he wanted to make. You make a film. Do you know that what's the name of that film? I don't remember the name of the film. People out here making films on iPhones. Come on now. Come on. Come on now. Stop it. Just stop it. I get you, Thandi. First of all, that is not how I spell my name. Thandi. That's first of all. I get you, Thandi, but I wanted more out of the end. I wanted more out of Queen and Slim. I didn't get it. I ain't gonna never get it. I've moved on. Yes, we all need to read more about the Djôtô. It's okay, and it's spelled Djôtô. Well, on my iPhone, they got a little keyboard thing going on. If you hold down certain letters long enough, you'll see a bunch of other letters come up with accents and all this, that, and the other. The Djôtô in the Ewe Fawn and Shui language, there'll be a dot or something up under the O, right? And that's because it's not O, it's aw. So it's spelled Djôtô, or it looks like Djôtô, but it's pronounced Djôtô. The O is an aw sound. And DJ in West Africa languages, DJ or DI or DW is pronounced with the J sound. It's pronounced with the J sound. So you'll see some people will spell their name Kojo, Kodjo, or Kojo. But in West African language, it comes out as a D-I, like Sheikh Anta Diop, Sheikh Anta Diop, D-I-O-P, we'll call him Diop, but it's Diop. Sunjata, as opposed to Sundiata. So D-I, D-J, or D-W has that J sound. So the Djôtô, D-J-O-T-O. I was going to say Walking Hughes. That's the way I spelled it, but hello? Yeah, that's the way I spelled it because I couldn't find the little mark up under the O. But the point being was to let you know it's a particular pronunciation. It's not just the straight O. Right, thank you. Like Djibouti. You're so smart, cynical. Thank you. Never saw Queen of Snail? Good. Don't. People was traumatized by that movie. They came out of there crying. Yeah, that was ridiculous. That was ridiculous. But anyway, you are very welcome. 5:14, 5:15. Is there anybody else who got anything to say? Any questions or comments? Because y'all know arthritis be knocking on the door. Mr. Arthritis. He's a Mr. It's not a sister. Mr. Arthritis be knocking on the door, and I have to go answer the door. So I wanted to share these thoughts with you around the concept of the Djôtô, because this scene has done a lot for people. This movie has done a lot for people, regardless of how, some folks feel about it as an attempt to get us to support Black capitalism. In my job, I get to monitor social media. Yeah, sometimes I'm playing on Facebook, but so what? The point being, Twitter, X, Blue Sky, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, I'm monitoring and look at threads, and more people than you can shake a stick at. I know I'm showing my age with that one. I'm not quite even sure how to describe it. This film has touched so many Black folks. It has done something to them. It has done something for them. So many people talking about they have seen it multiple times, want it back in the theater, watching it on HBO or wherever it is streaming. It's done too much to ignore, and it's done too much to simply write off. That particular scene that we just went through is part of the reason why. I don't know why I'm drawn to this movie. I just am. It touches something deep and ancestral in a way that Black people have not been touched before. I can't explain it. I know it has to do with the whole ancestral aspect of our culture. When people talk about hoodoo and hoodoo's not so much, the part of it is the representation of hoodoo, but basically just the appearance of hoodoo in the film, right? The appearance, seeing it visually, ancestors from the past and future descendants conjured together and congregating, seeing that played out visually, tearing the roof off the sucker. We don't need no water. Let the mother effer burn. It's done something for people. And then, of course, when you factor in the whole struggle between Christianity and the blues that also takes place in the film, it speaks to people. It speaks to a longing that other stuff has not spoken to in a while. But like I said, I wanted to go over that part with the Djôtô. I forgot what I said. You believe me what? What you mean you believe me? Hey, Tony, how you doing? Glad to see you. Glad you're here. Glad you're here. It's cool learning where all these names I've heard over the years. with the Kojo and the Amas and the Kwames and the etc. and so on. That's wild. Maybe I'm in a weird place in my life right now. I just don't get it overall. I think it would mean more to view the whole thing through your ancestral lens. You mean you don't get the film Sinners? A lot of people didn't get it. I just don't, and it's, everybody ain't gonna get everything, and that's okay. But there's some people out there mad. I don't get it. It wasn't that great a film. Okay. Calm down. Damn. Anyway. Yeah, goo gobs. Goo gobs. Am I dating myself with that too? Buku. Is that better? Buku? Okay, yes, you're talking about the film. You just don't get it overall. Okay. Okay. You laugh. No, I mean, I'm not laughing at you, and I'm not trying to sound disrespectful. Okay, you don't get it. It's stuff out here I don't get. But then again, as in all things, you know, you reread a book, you rewatch a series, rewatch a movie. I didn't see that before. Oh, you might get it later on. You might get it later on. I ain't gonna never get Queen and Slim, but you know, other things that are good and quality, you might get it later on. Uh-oh. Oh, no, you didn't. I like the coloring on nice gowns. You mean Aretha Franklin? What old girl's name? Alicia, whatever her name is. You mean that kind of nice gown? You gonna mess around and get blocked up in here talking that stuff. You gonna get blocked. Thank you, beloved sister, for that knowledge and insight you shared. We're more than our enemies will share, but they're trying to unlock our secrets because we will always be their greatest threat. We got to have a show one day on why Black people represent an existential fear, dread, threat. And we need to talk about that one day. But anyway. No, I haven't written anything analyzing sinners through this ancestral lens. I've only done this. I wanted to do this, and I wanted to talk about smoke. Everybody talks about smoke and stack as the Ibeji, twins in the Yoruba tradition. I want to talk about them as representations of Shango and Ogun. Not today, not tonight, but I might do that one day. But anyway. Do you watch Dr. Kwesi Kwenadu's channel, powered by Inyame? I thought about an interview discussion with him about similar topics. He is on the list. He is actually the publisher of the book I wrote with Deborah. The name of the book is Escape. The name of my own books. I'm not used to promoting myself. I done forgot the name of the book that I wrote. All right, anyway. I couldn't get over the fact that they executed a bunch of white supremacists, and there's no conversation about the black town near there. What black town near there? Are you talking about Mound Bayou? Never mind. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. Daughter of the Fates. I'm thinking about revisiting my original piece on it because even more has come up since then. Daughter of the Fates. If you're not familiar, go to YouTube, and it's not going to hurt. It don't cost nothing to subscribe to these channels. Please, knock it off. Go on over to Daughter of the Fates and subscribe to their channel also. And yes, revisiting the original piece, you remember something, you watch it again, you see something new. A lot of stuff always comes up. Professor Smalls has shared why we are the existential threat in one of his recorded analysis. Professor Baba James Smalls, who is still with us, he is a priest of African tradition. He was also a member of Malcolm X's Organization of African American Unity. He has been around that long time activist, long time scholar, long time warrior for Black liberation up in Harlem. Daughter of the Fates. It was a 13-hour live. Yeah, I won't be watching that. I won't be watching that. I'm just letting you know. I won't be rewatching that. 13 hours. I can barely do 2 hours. Yeah, I won't be doing that. Yes, he is a priest of Oya. Okay, got you. All right, Leah, what you trying to write? You better hurry up. 5:23. I'm about to get up out of here. He's been around. Yes, he has been around for a long, long time. Malcolm was taken from us 60 years ago. So if he was around back then, that ought to tell you something. He's probably another one who's imparting knowledge as much as possible that he can remember. If he's in his 80s. All right, y'all. That's it. Okay. In Sinners, there are a group of Black folks who live near that property, bought from a Black person. Okay, I missed that. I have to go back and catch that. All right. Okay, Mr. Arthritis is ringing the doorbell. He's about to start banging. I have to go answer. Thank you so much for hanging out with me on this Sunday afternoon, evening. I appreciate you all. I honestly and truly do. Thank you for supporting Rootwork. Thank you for supporting Black Liberation Media. Please, pretty please, with sugar on top or a guava or honey, whatever you, please like this video. Please subscribe to the channel, Rootwork and Black Liberation Media. And please share the link. Pretty please. Now somebody in here talking about Blade. We ain't talking about Blade. We ain't talking about Blade up in here. But at any rate, gonna rewind and catch from the beginning. Yes, pretty please, catch from the beginning. All right, y'all, I'm gonna quit clowning. I'm gonna get on out of here. Y'all check out this new outro we've got for Black Liberation Media for all of the different shows. And I will catch you. Actually, tomorrow I will be interviewing Arlene Eisen on her new book, In the Worldwide Family of Women. She is an anti-imperialist and researcher, been around for a long time. Some of you are familiar with Biko Eisen Martin and Tongo Eisen Martin. This is their mama. And her newest book, her memoir, has just dropped. They had a book signing and panel discussion on last Friday. Yeah, a couple of days ago in Oakland. So we'll be discussing her book, In the Worldwide Family of Women. That is tomorrow at 4 p.m. here on Rootwork on Black Liberation Media. All right, y'all. Again, thanks for hanging with me, and I will catch you on the next one. Y'all stay safe. Peace.
Black Liberation Media is a collective of Black and African organizers, journalists, academics, and media personalities serving Black and African masses seeking to further grow in their understanding of themselves, their histories, and the African world through entertainment and news. Please continue to like, subscribe, and donate to the channel so we can further serve you and liberate our people. You can also go to blkliberationmedia.org, get some merchandise, and also become a Patreon member and a member from the YouTube. Please do what you can, share, and show your love as we will show ours for you. Black Liberation Media.